I'm back. The people in charge said they enjoy me starting the show better than Dave. Can't say I blame them, but that's neither here nor there. So, calling all college athletes, we here on the On Deck Circle are looking to use your image and likeness. We will pay you with fantasy advice, and that's pretty much it. But we would love to have you here. If you're maybe Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker, or someone the top of this draft class that would like to join us on this show, we will have you with open arms. And with that being said, I would like to invite my man, Jason, who I think has a trucker hat backwards tonight. Yep. No. Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
What's going on, Nick?
Is that a brewery?
It is. It's a.
What do we got?
We got Hop Plot Brewery from Traverse City, Michigan.
Nice.
One of my favorite destinations for the in the fall. You go up there and check out the colors and many wineries, and Dave knows all about that with being from Michigan. But yeah, Traverse City is great area.
Are you an IPA guy or
huge IPA guy? Huge IPA, huge saison, sour, those kind of mostly.
I
IPA
just found sours like last summer. I'm 28, had no idea what a sour was, and then I drank one. I was okay, but how many sours can you drink?
Oh yeah. No, you got to limit it. Otherwise, you got to get the Tums out. You know what I mean?
You need one or two, and then just go back to your what's your steady summer beer? I can drink the Summer Shandy Leinenkugel all summer. I could do 30 of them and be fine.
Oh yeah. And they actually just came out with a new one this year, Lemon Hazy IPA. So it's actually a play on the Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. You get a little bit of hoppiness in there. So check that out if you can get that in your area. I'm not sure, but
maybe I'm going away this weekend. Maybe I'll pick up a 12.
Absolutely. Check it out, man. It's good stuff.
I guess Dave can come in now.
Well, hey there, you alcoholics. I'll leave you guys alone for a couple minutes, and we're talking about
beer.
And you did. I tell you, I grew up about an hour and a half away from Traverse City. So
love it.
I've been there obviously a billion times, but yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't expect you to have a hat from Traverse City, but as you sit there and talk about it for a little bit, I suppose it does make some sense, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm sure not many people know, but I was actually a resident of Michigan for 5 years. So
whoa.
Oh, we'll have to chit chat about that a little later. I'll be a little more curious about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Joe and the boys got a special podcast tonight at 9:00 for doing some Scott Fishbowl donation stuff. So we gotta move along here, boys. So yeah, let's get into some news, and we'll go ahead and start with the guy that I actually traded for here within the last couple hours. Sixto Sanchez is where we'll start off. For me, 2021 so far has been the year of, so many things. For this particular episode, though, it's going to be the year of the injury. Okay. So Miami Marlins announced that their top prospect, Sixto Sanchez, who's 87th currently in my dynasty rankings, is going to undergo season-ending arthroscopic surgery after an MRA revealed a small tear in the posterior capsule of his right shoulder. Now, it is expected that Sanchez is going to be back and ready to participate in spring training next year. So, I didn't make the deal for him right this second. I just, more of an upside kind of play. But, does this surgery, him missing the year 100% officially, does that do anything for you to, change his value in Dynasty at all?
No.
He's going into so you said he'll be ready by next year. He'll be 23. That's still
he's supposed to be.
Right.
He's still a prospect. So you said in our chat, you traded a first, which is about 10-ish, you said?
I expect that pick to come in about 10th overall. I mean, give or take, obviously, but
yeah,
somewhere between
the value
10, 11,
there
12.
Is all on you. And the ROI is a lot quicker because Sixto should be contributing next year if everything goes according to plan. And the guy that you're picking 10 probably 3-4 years away.
I mean, depends.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of international guy might be available. I mean,
or like Crockett.
Well, he's obviously in that league he's taken, but he was already available. But I mean, I agree. I don't think it hurts his dynasty value in the least. I mean, he wasn't coming back anytime soon, probably. So I guess even in the best of scenarios, you might have lost 25 innings from him this year. And, if there really was something wrong with him, I guess I would rather he just took the year off and, got himself healthy, and then he has a full off season and comes back and, sees what he can do. I mean, that Marlins team, I think, is very underrated. I mean, I think they're good at developing. Yeah, they're good at developing talent. And, I always like to focus on guys that are in certain organizations that, do a good job with certain things. So, Indians, for example, or Cleveland, I don't want to get in trouble. Right. But, for their pitching, Tampa Bay, same thing, their pitching, San Diego hitters. There's just certain teams that, I like to try to hit, and the Marlins for pitching is one of them. So I'm not really a fan of trading for pitching, and definitely not a fan of trading for pitching prospects.
Prospects.
Well, you know what, though? I'm much more inclined to trade for a hurt pitcher than I would be for a healthy pitcher. If I'm going to get pitching, I prefer it at a discount. And so it's no coincidence that all of a sudden Sixto became available today, and he wasn't available yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first-round pick, maybe 10th overall, and, first-year player for a guy that I have in the top 100 easily. I mean, I might get burned, but you got it. Yeah, you got to take your chances somewhere.
I mean, the upside alone is just worth it. I mean,
I hope so.
You see what he can do at the majors. I mean, he debuted last year, so it's not like he's just an unknown commodity. I mean,
right, exactly. Yeah.
Just some stats. I mean, last year, top 20 percentile xERA, xWOBA, xSlug, chase rate, and fastball velocity. I mean, his fastball sits upper 90s, reaches triple digits. I mean, how could you not take that trade? I mean, that's a great deal for you.
I thought so. So let's get into the next one here. Padres shortstop prospect CJ Abrams, pretty much right in the same value spot as Sixto. I got him 83rd, so a couple spots ahead of Sixto. He's going to miss the remainder of the season after he suffered a leg injury in a collision Wednesday night while playing in Double-A. Abrams was diagnosed with a fractured left tibia and a sprained MCL. So he's looking to miss somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 months or so, which does open up the possibility of him coming back and playing winter ball, or maybe in the Arizona Fall League. So it's not like it's a super significant injury, but loses a little bit of time there. So long as he comes back for the Fall League, I guess I don't consider this to be too big of a deal. But I guess, kind of pose the exact same question to you. With this news, does this do anything whatsoever to change your mind on CJ Abrams?
Nope.
No, not at all. I mean, this is, it's the only thing that just sucks that it, happened was he's having like a bit of a breakout. I mean, I knew that, we were going to see him at some point, not this year, but soon. And then he's, one of the top rising stars. So to see him get hurt, that always sucks. But, he's only accumulated not even 400 at bats, plate appearances in the minors. So I mean, obviously he's going to need some more seasoning. So it's not like we were hoping to see him this year anyway. So to see a little bit of a setback, it's not a huge deal. But like I said, the biggest issue is the way he was playing this year at Double-A. It just it sucks to see him go down. You like to see if he could continue to progress at the lower levels. And then he just got invited to the Futures game this weekend.
Yeah.
So
right.
That sucked. Nice to see him go against some of the more advanced competition in the Futures game, even though it's more of an exhibition, but it's still fun to see those guys, compete against each other. So, but again, he's 20 years old. We aren't going to see him anytime soon. So I don't think his dynasty value takes much of a hit. I mean, think about it though. A couple years from now, you can see Tatis and him up the middle for San Diego. That's might be a nice little 1-2 combo up the middle.
John, I don't think that the injury is, significant enough for that really to play a role. If he had torn an ACL and was going to be out, 6 to 9 months, then maybe you can have some concern. But with this injury, I think the only thing that it really hurts is a little bit of developmental time. But even that, I mean, that's an elite prospect. That's a guy who is, I wouldn't say on the fast track, but he's going to get moved up to the big leagues in his due time, and that's where he's going to really learn. And he's either going to be made or broken at the big league level. So this injury to me is literally just a big old nothing burger.
Where is he going to play? Second or center?
It depends, I guess. Maybe both.
Do we know if he's played the outfield yet?
I don't believe he has.
Well,
I don't know.
What better time than to rehab him into the outfield?
I mean, I think it's probably easier to play the outfield than to play.
Especially if he's fast. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, as the guy that, came up as a shortstop, I feel like, the move to second base fundamentally isn't, too crazy difficult.
Yeah, no.
Again, and that's why, young guys, young prospects, I have no problem with rostering, 10 guys, for example, that play shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Or because they're all going to move,
Right.
God, most of my dynasty teams, most of my guys are either shortstop or outfield. And I know, because I know the shortstop, they're going to move to second. They're going to move to third. Hell, they might move to the outfield. I don't like guys that are pigeonholed and this guy's a first baseman. Well, shit, if he doesn't hit, you're screwed. Or this guy's a third baseman. If he doesn't hit, you're screwed, Give me the guys that play up the middle who literally can just go anywhere else. I mean, you could slot CJ in a bunch of different spots if you needed to.
He has made 6 starts at second base this year. So
yeah. I mean, that's the most likely path for him. But I mean, it's going to be a little while before he gets called up. Let's see what the team looks like. I mean, they got Cronenworth, who is a super utility guy as well. So
Kim, who hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, so you'll just have to wait and see what happens. And
my dad.
I mean, they'll find a spot for him. All right, Jason. I think this is going to be our last advanced stat of the week because we're running out of them, and we'll come up with something for the future.
New segment
next week. We got a couple of ideas, but we'll wait and see what we come up with next week. So either way, Jason, why don't you go ahead and take this bad boy?
Sure. So this week we're going to talk about sweet spot percentage, and sweet spot is kind of, you think about when you're just talking with your buddies in baseball. It's, that guy, he hit it right on the squared up the ball. He hit it right on the sweet spot of the bat. And so then, obviously in a StatCast era where you want to quantify everything, they came up with the sweet spot is actually the spot of the bat where the ball is hit with a launch angle between 8 and 32 degrees. So they kind of correlation with that and where the ball hits the bat, and it signifies that that's, when you hit it and square up the bat or the ball to the bat, that you're going to get that launch angle between 8 degrees and 32 degrees. So, I guess it's more of a, again, obviously it's a advanced stat because it's just someone said, how can we quantify a squared up ball? But, obviously when you hit sweet spot with a good launch angle, most likely you're going to get a home run or drive a gap somewhere. And obviously you're going to get a correlation to batting average. So that's why it's kind of a nice stat to look at. Obviously, the more you're hitting in a sweet spot, the more likely you are to get hits and the better batting average. So if we look at the league leaders, Nick Castellanos is leading the league at 47.1%, which is actually kind of impressive. Almost 50% of the time he's hitting it in that launch angle. Michael Brantley is second at 43.2%. Dom Smith at 42.8%, and then Dylan Carlson rounding out the top 4 at 42%. And coincidentally, both Nick Castellanos and Michael Brantley lead the league in sweet spot percentage as well as batting average. So you can kind of see the correlation there between the sweet spot percentage and batting average. And then league worst, we have Ramil Tapia at 21.3% in the league worst. It was actually kind of shocking because he's having a really good year. But I think he's more of that like line drive, hit it on the ground, run fast first kind of guy. Then Eric Hosmer, no surprise there, 23%. Jorge Soler is very surprising as well at only 24.4%.
That must be a lot of pop-ups. That's my assumption there.
Yeah,
that guy's got all the power. I mean, he's got all the power in the world. So he's just that's a surprising one when I saw that list.
And then Yandy Diaz running out the top or the worst 4 at 26.1%.
Fucking Yandy Diaz keeps popping up on these too.
He does, and the league worst. It's like kind of shocking some of these.
Unless
names.
it's OBP.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, there is
But yeah, so I mean, if you look at the sweet spot percentage versus batting average, you can kind of see. I mean, like obviously there's outliers. Like Tapia is batting, I think if not over 300, right around 300, and he's also the league worst in sweet spot percentage. So again, like all the advanced stats, you kind of just take it with a grain of salt and kind of compile them all together and look at some different metrics on where some guys are outlying. And
I have a question. I know that I just don't know what it is, Jason. Maybe you know off the top of your head, but there is there's one of the stats where it correlates sweet spot percentage and exit velocity, isn't there? It's something like, it's not just it's getting the sweet spot, but it's hitting it in the sweet spot with a specific exit velocity. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure that
there is. I'm
trying to think what it is.
I can't either. I'd have to look through the StatCast page, but
either way, maybe that's something we'll look up. Maybe we can briefly hit on one of these times, but there is something out there where it's a combination of the two. Because I mean, if you hit it on the sweet spot and you have a 70-mile-an-hour exit velocity, I mean, whoopee-doo. But if you hit it in the sweet spot and you've got a exit velocity of 105, that's probably going to be a home run or a ball in the over the outfielder's head. So. All right, let's move into some buy, sell, hold, and it's no coincidence who the first guy is. First guy is the guy that I talked about in my article covering for Jason last week.
Andrew traded him to me like a week or two ago.
Oh, it was longer ago than that, but yeah, I did trade him to you, and I don't remember the entire trade, but I got Max Muncy in return, so
yeah.
I feel like I at least temporarily upgraded at second base. But yeah, Brendan Rodgers is interesting. Some people will be happy to know that he hasn't really had enough plate appearances for me to run through a bunch of advanced stats. So we'll keep it a little more simple here. He's had 120 at bats. He's batting .267 with an X batting average of .252. So that's right in line. His BABIP is .297, so basically league average. So his .267 batting average is completely legitimate in my eyes. 346 on base percentage, which isn't too bad. Once you get 350 and above, you're in pretty good shape. So I'm very happy with that. 343 is his xWOBA, so validates that 346 on base percentage. Slugging 442 for a 787 OPS. All solid numbers there. His counting stats aren't a whole lot because he's only had 120 at bats. 10 runs, 5 home runs. 19 RBIs, no steals. But he's still young. I think that he's a guy who hopefully is in the middle of a breakout. And I think that, and I went pretty in depth in my article. So make sure you check that out at Fantasy Six Pack if you're interested. It was quite a write-up, but I think he's a guy who you might be on your last chance to get him cheap. So, good on you, Nick. For probably getting him at his lowest value, and he may well take a skyrocket here. But, that's my opinion. For me, he's an easy buy. The stats don't really show it necessarily, but, he's a guy who in his minor leagues, and not that I'm a big minor league stat guy, but I'd rather see guys dominate in the minor leagues than not. He put up just absolutely elite numbers in the minors. So what are you guys thinking as far as Brendan Rodgers? Buy, sell, or hold?
I'd be buying him, especially in a dynasty format, because Story should be gone.
Yeah,
by the end of the month, right?
Latest rumor I heard was Atlanta seems to be the latest suitor.
I also saw the White Sox, which was like weird to me because I was like, where the hell is he playing?
Well, somebody's going to shortstop. Yeah,
or they moved someone to second.
Yeah.
Well, they're not moving Tim Anderson to second. I don't think.
No.
I don't know. White Sox to me don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, me either. I mean,
the
headline I saw
because you're not throwing him at third base because you got Moncada. That to me doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
But yes, I'd definitely be buying him because Rodgers is going to get the at bats now. That's always been the issue is he just never got the at bats.
Yeah, fucking Colorado, right?
Yeah. So now,
and he's always hurt, but
yes, yeah, but it doesn't help.
Yeah, right.
So I would definitely be buying him. He's going to get the opportunity, and as you said, he was nasty in the minor leagues. Like whenever he was hitting crap out of the ball.
Yeah, I wish I had the article pulled up. His stats, like his average like his 162 game average for his time in the minors was something like 100 runs, 100 RBIs, like 30 home runs, something. Yeah. So again, minor league stats to me mean next to nothing, but his stats down there were phenomenal. He batting 300 and the kick can hit. You just got to stay healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I just piggyback on all the things you said. I mean, I'm buying Rodgers too. This guy's a former 3rd overall pick, highly touted high school bat. He's always had really decent bat-to-ball skills. He's batted anywhere in the 280 to 300 range.
Right.
He's had double-digit home runs. And like you said, it's the minor league, so you can't put too much weight on it. But he's had a double-digit home runs every year in the minors. Again, unfortunately, Colorado doesn't, like, for whatever reason, they don't like to put their best players on the field for whatever reason. So, but now he's getting the playing time. And, since June 1st, he's had 5 home runs, 10 runs, 17 RBIs, and 10 walks to 18 strikeouts. That's kind of impressive. Nice ratio there. And again, Story's going to be out soon. So buy Rodgers, good home park, buy him.
Yeah, right. So this one, I kind of like to throw in a little bit of a controversial one. So I will do my best to withhold my judgment here, and I want to hear what you guys have to say on this guy. But the next guy I want to talk about here is Walker Buehler. So Walker Buehler is 27th in my dynasty ranking. So, that's a big boy. He's up there. So let me just run you through the usual stats here, and you tell me what you think. 77th percentile xWOBA, 77th percentile xERA, 67th percentile x batting average, 39th percentile barrels, 60% K percentage, 88th percentile walk percentage, 51st percentile hard hit percentage. We talked before about spin rates. He's elite with spin rates. So 95th percentile curveball spin rate, 97th percentile fastball spin rate. So your more traditional stats, 16 games started, 103 in the 3rd innings. Very nice 8-1. Well, this was before his start last night. I'm sorry. But 8-1 record, 2.35 ERA with a 3.54 xERA. So, a little bit of room for regression, it seems, which is backed up by a 3.74 xFIP as well. But his whip is under 1. It's 0.9. 101 strikeouts in those 103 innings, only 22 walks. CSW percentage just a smidge under the elite mark. He's at 29.6, and his BABIP is only 225, so not getting up a lot of contact on those hits. So what are you guys thinking? Walker Buehler, buy, sell, or hold?
I am selling Buehler. Just for the simple fact that, like him, all his other Dodger teammates, he could be the next victim of sticky substance or spider tack use. Since June 2nd, he's had a huge dip in all of his spin rates from four-seamer to curveball. And if you remember a couple weeks ago when we talked about spin rate, he was one of the top league leaders in almost all. Him and Bauer were like 1-2.
Yeah.
You combine that with his velocities down this year. He's pitching more to contact than ever before. He's striking out almost 2 fewer batters per 9. He's just giving up a ton of hard contact. I mean, obviously he's Dodger for right now. So if you play in a league that, counts wins, that's in good ratios. I mean, that's all you're going to get from him. And I think it's going to be curious to see if he's on, what's going to happen with baseball and this, sticky substance use. But he could be the next victim of, seeing Garrett Cole kind of go through it. It's a short sample size, so it's too hard to say exactly. All those things don't fall off. But if it's me, I'm selling them now. So that's my take.
I like Walker Buehler.
Wow, great take.
Hot take alert.
You said we were going against the line. We need to be quick. I'm a Walker Buehler guy. I think he's good. I think he is a top 10 pitcher in the MLB. And what are you gonna? If he's gonna drop, he's gonna drop down to like top 15. And pitching's important if you have a really good one. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice.
I mean, so for me, I like Walker Buehler as well. He's 4th in my rankings currently. With that being said, like I said, I've got him, 27th overall, and I am a little bit concerned, with the whole spin rate thing, which I don't think takes him down a whole bunch, but I guess, we'll see, but that does drop him down a little bit. And then, when I think of Walker Buehler, I do think of, someone that is just absolutely an ace. And so when I look at those advanced stats, the only thing that really stands out is, borderlining, on elite is that walk percentage, which is great. I mean, that's definitely one of the most important ones for me, but his strikeout rates are really concerning. You would think that, his strikeout rate would be a hell of a lot higher than it is, but he's basically at, 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, and that K percentage is 60th percentile. So it's only a little bit better than league average. His ratios are great. They've always been great. But like I said, the xERA and the xFIP do kind of show that, it should be a lot closer to 3, which is still great. So to me, I love Walker Buehler. I think he's definitely a top 10, starting pitcher as well, even though he's currently ranked 4th for me. But I would not at all be opposed to shopping him and seeing if you can't get, a little bit of a downgrade in return of, a starter, and maybe pick up, either a great pick or, a nice secondary piece. I mean, if I could trade Walker Buehler, get, Julio, Urias back and, a solid bat, I would probably make that trade. If I could get Dustin May in a solid, piece, I would probably make that trade. If I could get Jack Flaherty in something, I would make that trade. I could go on and on and on here. But to me, I guess if you own him, I would be looking to, put him on the market and just kind of see what you could get for him, but definitely not afraid to, pull the trigger on something for him. Yeah, there you go. Nick.
He was my substitute teacher once.
You talked Bob right into it, but
hot take.
Yep, the hot take king over here.
That's me, Bob.
Oh man,
Love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, gents. Well, like I said, Joe's got to get himself and his crew on here shortly, so we kind of sped through things a little bit there, and I think we still covered everything that we needed to. So no problem there. Any final thoughts?
No, final thoughts are tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight for Joe's fundraising for the Scott Fish Bowl stuff. So check it out.
What is the Scott Fish Bowl, if anyone could tell me?
It's the TGFBI of football, basically.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Right.
That's a good way to put it, Jason. Oh, hey, so I have a final thought.
Yeah.
Speaking, you said TGFBI, and I don't know, Jordan, I don't know what time it is in fucking Finland, but
he's fucking up. He's always up.
Yeah, he's always up. So Jordan, if you're paying attention, this is a little bit for you because Jordan's in my TGFBI league, and this week I picked up off waivers
4 guys, right?
I picked actually 3, but I can only remember 2 of them. I picked up Eloy Jimenez and Luis Robert.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how much collectively I paid for those 2 in Fab?
$2.
You guys fucking already know, don't you? That's right. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I forgot. You guys are in that. Yeah, you guys are in 30 Rock chat.
Yeah.
Guys, I paid $2 for Eloy and
That's
for Robert. So that'll be interesting. I'm kind of right in the middle of the pack. I'm like 6th, or not 6th overall, but 6th in the league. And Jordan's like 20 points ahead of second place. He's killing it. So, a league like that for me, it was kind of one of those where I don't think I'm ever going to be able to catch Jordan. So, the bench spots there for me were kind of dead. I had like Darren Ruff and Nico Horner and Nico Goodrum and just, guys that are just, whatever pieces. So I figured I'm not really going to hurt myself too much by sitting on these guys. And, we know Eloy is going to be back sooner than later. We still don't know, if Luis is going to be back or not, but cost me $2, cost me a couple of roster spots. What's the difference if I finish 8th or 6th, So I'm trying to jump up. So I don't know. That was just something that I thought was interesting. So I'm curious how many other TGFBI leagues have those guys available and how long, those guys will sit on there. Because I just didn't want to wait. I wanted to go ahead and snag them now. And it's a good thing I did because Jordan said he also put a $1 bid on. And, I have a waiver priority over him because I'm lower in the standing. So I just thought that was interesting that him and I had the same thought at the exact same time with how long they've been sitting on the waiver wire.
That's crazy.
So
he's a good guy to think like.
Yeah, I guess so, right? If I'm doing the same thing as Jordan, then I guess I'm
Do
doing
people
it right.
know he looks like Christian Yelich? Has anyone said that?
I've never looked at Jordan. I don't know what Jordan looks like.
He posted a photo the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you're just Christian Yelich." Is it Yelich or Yelich?
Yelich.
Yelich, yeah. It was crazy.
Well, maybe we'll see if he can come on sometime. I wonder if he has an accent.
I know this is not helpful for anybody, but like,
what the fuck?
You got a screenshot of everything.
No. Wow. Well, this just turned weird.
I just went on his Twitter.
It's a good final thought.
Maybe if you DM him, he'll send you a shirtless one.
He already has.
Oh, all right. Well, on that note, I guess thanks for tuning in.
You can gift that one too.
This is me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I fucking forgot the gift tonight.
Yeah, you did.
You had one.
I have one job.
Yeah.
Here, we'll make it really easy. Your punishment. All right, Jason. I'll see you next week, buddy.
So long.